Time to get it. Time on the dawn of a brand new day. I don't remember what I used to say. There I go, along with the new crew. I drank too much serpentine. Your desire to have a good time at the night.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that is brilliant. Wow.
Well done. Number 9, we want to start with a huge thank you to all the veterans of our armed forces. Veterans Day was originally called Armistice Day to mark the anniversary of the end of World War I. Fighting in that war formally ended at the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918. Other countries called it Remembrance Day. In 1954, we decided to call it Veterans Day. And here's a salute to just one local veteran, Manuel Manny Perez of Elmwood Park, who died just last month at the age of 99. He enlisted in the U.S. Army at age 18, a few days after D-Day in 1945. He arrived in Normandy, France, the main driver of a crew of 5 in a Sherman tank.
Wow.
This was the 737th Tank Battalion, 3rd Army Company C, 3rd Pontoon under General George Patton. The 737 was known as Patton's Spearheaders. In December of '44, the Germans launched their last great offensive of the war, the Battle of the Bulge, in the frigid cold dead of winter. Manny's tank was in one of the first units to cross the Rhine River into battle. He and his fellow soldiers were hit by a German rocket which knocked out his gun. But Patton's troops were able to turn back that German advance and relieve besieged American troops just over the border in Belgium. And by early spring, the U.S. had liberated German concentration camps in Austria. What's amazing about Manny's military service is he re-enlisted for the occupation of Korea in 1948, then again in 1950 as an MP in the Korean War. Manny Perez was married to his beloved wife Lupe for 66 years. He had 2 sons, 5 grandkids, 9 great-grandkids. Thank you to Manny and to all who served.
Wow, what a story. That's amazing. All right, number 8. Lots of celebrities served in the military over the years, but let's talk about one in particular. Let's talk about Jimmy Stewart. Both of his grandfathers fought in the Civil War. His dad served in the Spanish-American War and World War I. And before World War II broke out, Jimmy Stewart was already an accomplished pilot. He was drafted in the Army Air Corps in 1941 and continued his pilot training. In 4 years, he went from private to colonel. During his years in service, he won several honors, including the Distinguished Service Medal and 6 battle stars. Jimmy Stewart retired from the U.S. Air Force Reserves in 1968 as a brigadier general, which makes him the highest-ranked entertainer in the American military.
Wow.
How about that?
Interesting. All right, number 7, before fashion blogs, people had newspaper fashion tips, like this one from the Sunday Gazette Mail in 1959. And here's what it said. It read, "Jeans are out, like old Elvis discs. This year, it's nothing but the boyfriend sweatpants, dyed moldy green and worn under side-vented black skirts. The baggier, the better. The ensemble is complete with knee-length sweater, which must be smaller than you if you want to score.
Wow.
The T-pocket goes at the right waist and may carry your initials. If you wear your man's tattoo on the shoulder, the sweater should be slit to permit observation." So what's the takeaway from 1959? Well, the jeans were out, moldy green was in, baggy sweatpants were in. Not sure what T-pockets were, but we're believe that maybe referring to the T-shirt pockets. And keep your sweater smaller than you if you want to get lucky.
Yeah.
A lot of important lessons.
Wow,
Thank
that's a
you for
lot
that.
of detail.
A lot of words, too.
It's really easy to follow.
Yeah,
And you
yeah. And no
stated it so
pictures either,
clearly.
No,
yeah.
no.
Number 6, you want to know about the latest trend, which really is not a trend at all, but is just something that a few people talked about on TikTok, and then websites and morning shows used as a trend, so they have some content, some time to fill as we all wait around to die. Yeah, I'm talking about the winter arc trend.
Ooh.
What is this thing that we'll pretend everyone's doing, but in fact, again, no one's really doing it? I'm glad you asked. The winter arc is about setting goals for yourself,
All right.
like many do in the new year, and sticking to them without outside support cheering you on. It just means bettering yourself in some way without the expectation that anyone else is going to notice or care. And that's great, because really I don't care. So take your winter arc and shove it.
Yeah, I think that's
There we
good.
go.
All right, number 5. Here's a story that will give you hope. It's about a goldfish named Merlin who lives with his family in Dublin. And Merlin's just not any old goldfish. Merlin is 17 years old. He recently stopped eating and his owners grew concerned. So they took him to a vet, and it turns out that he had a tumor on his face.
Oh, jeez.
The vet was able to perform a rare life-saving procedure to remove the tumor.
On a goldfish?
On a goldfish. Oh. It involved using a water bath-style anesthetic treatment to put Merlin to sleep, then using the syringe in the tip of his mouth to keep him breathing while they removed the tumor. And it worked. Merlin is back to his usual happy-go-lucky goldfish self. Only one problem is that the vet was only able to remove part of the tumor, so it may grow back, but they'll deal with that when and if they have to.
I wonder what that runs you.
17-year-old goldfish.
I mean, those goldfish usually live like a week or something. No, that's amazing.
Big commitment with little return.
Wow.
Number 4, all week long, we're looking at odd jobs, actual occupations that are a bit out of the ordinary. Today's job is an odor judge.
Oh.
Hygiene companies like Procter & Gamble hire odor judges to test soaps, shampoos, deodorants, antiperspirants, mouthwashes, sprays, and body washes. The primary job of an odor judge is to sniff and see how effective these products are on the human body.
Wow.
They judge on a 1 to 10 scale. 1 is heavenly, 10 is carry-on.
Like a carry-on bag?
I don't know what that means. C-A-R-R-I-O-N. What does that
Does that
mean?
mean like dead body? Death? Or... All right, number 3. We've showed some of these cliff jumpers before. They jump or dive into water from insane heights. They usually toss a big rock into the water first, which breaks the surface, and that supposedly makes the landing easier. This video is from a crazy perspective. Take a look. No. Oh, gosh. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, my gosh. Why would you do that?
Look at that guy.
There's not a lot of margin for error there, is there?
Let's see this again.
Oh.
So this is living, right, Paul?
That is living. Living, as long as you do it right.
What are you doing?
See, this is what around town needs. It needs more.
Yeah.
We got a GoPro.
Yeah, but you know what? She'll end up wearing the microphone on that jump and ruin another one.
Yeah. All right, number 2. Number 2.
Yes.
At the History Center in Lake Forest, Lake Bluff, there's a powerful new exhibition that's now open. It's called Returning Home from War. Lake Forest is situated to be a focal point of history. It's right between Fort Sheridan and the Great Lakes Naval Base. So the exhibit takes a close look at the changing treatment of veterans since the end of World War I. It takes a look at everything from medical care to public reception and examines how veterans get caught in the middle of politics, how much money the government is willing to spend, and the changing public perceptions. The exhibition will run through mid-March.
All right, number 1, here's a funny scene from a movie that got mostly negative reviews back in 2009. The Goods, Live Hard, Sell Hard. It's about a failing car dealership that hires a slick salesman to bail them out. Jeremy Piven plays the sleazy salesman. Check it out.
Oh, sir, there's no smoking on airplanes.
I know. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Don't worry about it. I'll be quick.
Sir, if you like that, I'll have to report you to the FAA.
Stacy, do you know when the first commercial flight went smokeless?
No.
1973. And did you know that in 1969, when smoking was allowed on all flights, we put a man on the moon?
I had no idea.
Look. You know what that is? That's a remnant of a better time. But they welded it shut. And it starts with ashtrays, and it ends with all of our precious freedoms being stripped away. I remember back in the day when you got on a plane and you knew you were in for a good time. A little smoking, a little drinking. And the stewardesses, Stacy, you come from a proud tradition of blazing hot stewardesses. And now you can't do one thing without someone reporting you to the Department of Homeland Security. Am I right?
That's right.
You listen to Don.
I had to take my pants off and nibble my Old Spice down to 3 ounces just to get on the plane, Stacy.
They made me throw out my mouthwash.
I had to give up my bath jellies.
They made me breastfeed some old man.
That's what I'm talking about. But we don't have to take it, Stacy. Like Henry David Thoreau and Rosa Parks and David Lee Roth when he left Van Halen, we can say enough. Enough injustice. And when you and I are old and gray, we can look back on this and remember when we were 30,000 feet above God's green earth and we smoked one. We smoked one for America!
He plays a great sleazeball
Yeah, he
every
does.
time.
Every time. That's a 9 at 9.
There's a